Okay, I'm here at Isky. Tim over there. Behind him is a valve spring tester. I was making a video about these locks that most don't seem to know about, right? This is, on the right, a green stripe spring from Dyno, and this is the white stripe spring from Dyno. This is the bigger, stronger spring. It's obvious. Thicker wire is taller. It's pretty obvious. Now, this is the top lock groove, what I was telling you, right? It's pretty obvious. You can see even from far away, the tip of the valve stem sticks up, right? And the other one is almost flush, right? Let me try to get this thing to focus. You see the difference in height? That's 135 thousandths difference right there. Right? One is almost flush and one is sticking up a lot. That's the difference between the 815 install height and the 950 install height. You see how they look? One has a middle groove, one has a top groove, right? This is what you would have to have with those green stripe, with the red stripe spring, without the valve pockets cut, to have 60 pounds. It would be similar to the green stripe spring. Green is maybe a little bit stronger than those red stripe that you claiming as 60 pounds. But either way, this is what everybody use. Now, in the typical spring, coil binds at about 450, 475 lift. When you smash it down, it's called coil bind, right? So you can't run that much valve lift, right? That's why I asked, what cam do you have, right? If you say, oh, I have a 308 or a 310 cam with 1.3 roller rockers, it wouldn't work. You couldn't run this one. You couldn't run that 870, 815 install height with the small spring and that much lift. It wouldn't work. You couldn't even do it anyway with stock rockers because it'd be too much spring pressure and would break the cast cam. You would need a billet cam. So you had to run a billet cam with stock ratio rockers. Now, when you're running roller rockers with ratio, you run this spring here. You run this locking retainer. Damn, this thing is so out of focus. You run that locking retainer, and you run a bigger spring like this. You can also run this spring here, but you're going to have a lot less spring pressure, right? Which is okay, until you end up having to change the springs quite often. Most run the white stripe spring with this locking retainer with 300 something lift cam, 1.3 roller rockers, right? Now, if you cut the spring pocket, most cut the spring pockets 40, 50 thousandths. That's when you end up with 1-inch install height, right? And this spring drops to 40 pounds. This one drops, I believe, to 30 pounds at a 1-inch install height. This one, 32 pounds at a 1-inch install height. And this one is 40 pounds at a 1-inch install height. So this is what I do. I've been doing it for years, but notice the difference. Notice the difference in those. It's pretty easy to spot them. You see the tip not sticking that far up? Even with your head far away, you see it sticking up. One is almost flush, and one is sticking up a lot. The height again. It's obvious.